Beep beep, what's up ninjas? My name is Samuel. Today we got Rudelies, Armada signed artists. They've signed a track to Armada and they're going to be talking a little bit about that with us today, production questions. So what's up guys? How are you guys?
Hi man, how are you doing?
Yo man, we're Rudelies. I'm Kristaps, this is Daniel. We're currently in our studio in Stockholm.
Sweden, yeah.
Yeah, so we're here. We have been working on some music today and
some non-music related stuff as
yeah,
well.
exactly. I'm going to school. He has a job, so
a part-time job, so
we're part-time producers, but we manage to do it like full-time. So
we're full-time producers and we had to do everything else in part-time, so it's
yeah, exactly. So we're kind of two people.
Yeah.
One in the studio, one normal life.
Normal life. All right guys, so you guys got that release on Armada. It's actually an edit. So if you guys can explain how the release happened and then also explain the edit side of it, because I've always wondered, you know, we see Tiesto edit and all this shit. What happens in an edit? Like, can you guys explain that?
Well, if we start with the story part, and what happened was we started the track like in February, March, April, somewhere there, and
like
then
in early 2015. No, 16. Sorry.
So what happened there was that Loris Chimino, which is one of our close friends,
from Switzerland.
yeah, exactly, he sent us a track that was like just a little preview, and it was called Rockin' back then too, or something. And he sent this, and then I thought like, wow, this is a really cool idea. So if we could like really get some damn nice ass synths, it would like really just work so good on funk, like. So that was what I was actually trying to do. I was trying to create a track for funk, like with funk and I was actually using like a big room kick to like really to shake the floor, which we didn't use in the final version. We used like a kick and a bass. That was something that came and changed. And so when we finished the track, it was like in June, June, somewhere there.
I think it was August actually.
No, just July something.
July, sorry, July, yeah.
Exactly, and then we sent it to Camo. He said like, oh, cool track guys, I really want to work on it. And then he worked on it. He had like this new break, he had it. And yeah, so we mashed those two together and it became a really good track that we then sent off to Weagle. And Weagle really liked it and wanted to actually do the edit. So it was like, he wanted to collab with us, which really means a lot to us because Weagle is actually a big trance artist and one of the biggest from Russia actually. So
one of the biggest upcomers from Russia. So.
Exactly, he's one of the producers that Armin van Buuren is trying to push a lot. If you see him, like he always plays the old school remix in his sets, and that really means a lot. So after Weagle did the edit, it like kind of like stood untouched for a few months. And then when we went to AD, actually the interesting stuff happened because you know, the track we already said it was gonna sign on Armada, but we had to like do some legal
checkups,
legal checkups and like you know, how to say förhandla?
Yeah, to negotiate.
Negotiations, and while we were doing that, we actually Armin van Buuren was having like this talk in AD Next, and after that, Loris actually went to Armin and talked to him about this track that we were actually then signed on Armada. And he said, "Yeah, I got this track on my mailbox like a few days ago, and I thought it was really cool." So when we saw that, it was like, holy fucking shit, Armin van Buuren actually
really liked the tracks.
Yeah, it was a crazy story. So I think like 2 months after that, the track came out in Armada, so it was like
Armada tries.
Yeah, exactly. It was like a journey of half a year. So
it's half a year, man.
It turned out really good. So
like 6 months, yeah.
That's cool.
But if it comes to the part of like the edit.
Yeah, exactly. Edits can vary from DJ to DJ. Like the edit we did for Illike, we actually just chopped a bit of track parts, and that's what you can do like to change the arrangement of the track. And
mix
exactly. And then we and then we did like this edit for Civic and what was it called? Destroyers. That one we actually just
teleported.
That one we actually like reworked a lot. It was almost like a remix, but we wanted to do it edit because it sounded cool and it was like
it sounded cooler.
So
Yeah, exactly. And in case of Wiggle, he actually mixed the track a bit, like pushed it to like a good RMS level, and gave it a little bit of that Wiggle sound. That I think you need to do with an edit, because if you want to do an edit, you have to make that sound like. Listen to Danik edits, listen to Hardwell edits. They really just push it up to the next level.
Absolutely.
So that's what.
I think the first time I heard of the edit was when Dioro released Rambo or something. I forgot the name, and it was a hardware edit, and the break was like.
Then they released original, and then you could actually see what Hardwell did.
I gotta check that. I didn't hear the original, but that's cool, guys.
They released it in 2014 on Revealed.
Yeah.
I gotta check that out. So, nice story. You know, it's nice to see this, because a lot of people, like, you know, I told you guys, think that it's just like you send a track to a label and that's it. But there's so many things that happen before it actually gets signed. It's like a long journey. It took you guys 6 months, but that's cool. So, upon signing that track, did you guys see any difference in your career? Like, did you guys experience like some growth, or was it just the same? You know, it's still Rudelies, you know, chilling.
Yeah, I know. What I mentioned is like reposts on record labels get you much more reach and much more like engagement than reposts on the repost networks and SoundCloud, because we like work to promote our music a lot.
Yeah.
But like track after we like Armada Trice and Armada Music reposted it from Winkle's profile, we like so like, holy shit, this is actually working. It's like, this is what we used to see like a few years ago after we like went to the free download thing in SoundCloud.
To the community, yeah,
exactly. So what happened was like nothing really changed. It was like we had we have released an Armada, and to have an collab,
cool.
But it actually didn't change a lot to us. It was like another track, like
it was just another one. Right?
I think it's exponential, so it's growing.
Yeah, and
as
exactly.
we speak, so
and we hope to release a new track on Armada soon. Maybe not on the main Armada or Armada Trace, but like on one of their sub labels, like I think
Bearded Man or
exactly, or Main Stage, which is actually one of my goals for 2017. And yeah.
Well, we had Sack here, so yeah, Sack got signed to Main Stage, so it's cool to go for. All right, guys, so we talked a little bit about you know the whole story of you guys. Now, so a little bit about producing. You know, you've told me, you know, I've talked to you for quite some time now, and I know you're using Studio One, and I've never used it. So can you tell me, like, try to sell me the software? What's the best thing about it? Like, if I was using Ableton, how would you convert me? Like, what's better in Studio One than Ableton, you think?
Well,
workflow mainly.
Yeah, workflow. Like, I wouldn't say you would be convinced about the audio, because the audio warping is not the best in Studio One. But actually, after you actually work on it, you're gonna see like it's worth to sacrifice a little bit of the audio quality just to get so much faster in working with tracks, and you could actually do so much more. And like, it's crazy. Like
we do a lot of audio editing, so
yeah, exactly. And I really like the MIDI patterns, how you work with them, and like how FX work. For me, it's like this weird mash of Ableton, FL Studio, Logic, Cubase, and all this stuff like mashed together and like created in this nice thing. And it really helps for me to create tracks, because I know where to go and where to find stuff. So
and you've used it since the start, right?
Yeah, and it's exactly, and it's really good with VST plugins. It like works like if they're you have to maybe wait for a little bit, but VST plugins work like integrated plugins. So I really like that, because I use a lot of VST plugins.
Yeah, I use a lot of third-party ones. That's crazy. So what would be your favorite audio effects? Like, you had to pick, you have all these audio effects, you know, third-party, not Studio One. What would you like? You can only pick one. Which one would it be? Let's say.
Well, if I had to pick an audio plugin, I would say pretty much first one would have to be an EQ, because you know you can't live without that, because sometimes you really get bad audio recordings and then you have to be critical. So my go-to EQ plugin is a FabFilter Pro Q2, and it's actually the one that's it's like you can do so much stuff with it, but it's simple at the same time. Like, you can like scale it so much. And then I really love the mid-side processing of it, because you can really, if you want to do something, you can really bring out the sides. Or my favorite thing is like cutting the mids, or cutting the sides, because then you can like create like this low part which is totally mono, and then everything else that is side and mono. So you can actually, and that's one of the things I actually do on the master, that I cut. Like, it's a tip that David gave one time, that he makes his the bass mono, like from I think like 250
Yeah.
hertz. That you can do with FAB filter, and it really works really.
Oh yeah,
great.
yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I think I always preach that in my channel. You know, I'm always like, you know, you gotta make everything below a certain frequency in mono, because you know, if you have those low frequencies in stereo, it's like, you know, like
Yeah, and
like,
it's really, I actually can say like, even having that, it's gonna help your mix feel like more condensed or like together. So it's not like to be like wide in the low frequencies. It's just gonna, it's like it's like a compressor. It kind of gels the track together.
awesome.
And if you're using the wrong, like your wrong bass, like I was mixing this album and this guy that I worked with used like this stereo sub, which was really weird. And he said, I really like it because, and then I had to mono his all the time. It just got so much quieter.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh shit, a stereo sub, dude, a stereo sub. That's the first time I've heard that. I've heard of jokes of it, but you know, some I
But
forgot.
that's actually, that's actually one of the presets in Logic. So if you find that, just tell me which one it is, because I don't want to look it up. But it's in Logic, so if you're a Logic X user, you can actually find it somewhere in the presets.
What, to make your bass wide? Holy shit!
No,
Like,
no.
mono,
It's like this is the sub, but it's a preset that you can find in Logic.
and it's a stereo sub.
And yeah, it's a stereo sub. It's like 100%. If you cut it in mono, it's gonna get quieter.
What the fuck? That's funny. All right, so what's your favorite synth, brother? Like, what's the synth that you love the most? You would just say?
Well, in terms of everything, I would probably say
Silent.
Silent is the cleanest thing you can ever find. Like, I have these monitors called an Audio, and ever since I actually heard how clean Silent was, of course it has these weird resonances a little bit, but like the warmth and the sound you can get out of it's like crazy, you know. A lot of people underestimate Silent, but what I think, like, if you really, it's like the good foundation. Then what happens next is what happens in your audio effects, and that's actually what makes your sound really like nice and stuff. And like not just how you EQ it, how you have to distort and like compress with like OTT, and maybe then like clip it a little bit, and then you will get a really cool synth out. That's actually one of the tips I got from one of the best friends of Rivero that released on Real Tip.
Oh wow. So Silent One. Okay, cool. So you like Silent One? I know it's very basic, like you said, but I think by far we were talking about this was the super saws in Silent One compared to Serum. It's like they just have that sound. It's crazy. Like
you know, man. Like it's like a lot different. I also use Omnisphere a lot, so it's a really cool sound. Really cool synth to find a lot of cool atmospheric sounds. But if you go to the synth part, you can actually go and you can find all these analog like
recordings.
Yeah, exactly. So you can find like recordings of Virus. So everybody that wants a Virus but don't have the money to buy it, I recommend go to Omnisphere and find Virus the table and just like exactly. Add the attunement in it, and like you can like have this cool super sound to layer your sounds with.
Yeah.
So that's what I recommend.
Yeah, the Omnisphere.
Like different senses.
Yeah, but Silent mostly for its like. I like it because it's so basic, but also the sound is really good if you want to do like the tune saws.
Awesome, man. So we have your favorite synth, we have your favorite audio effect. What's one thing, like, you know, because you were telling me about this before we started the interview, was that 2014 you were not that great, but now you fast forward to now and you're like amazing. What do you think would be one of the biggest tips you heard that really amped up your production value? Like it was, you went from blah to like you know, that one thing.
I don't want to talk about like gear, like that it improves your stuff, but like I think having good stuff to come to really help you come from like listening to in bad systems to really good systems can really help. So some of the things I would say, like moving to the studio was the first one, because as you can see here in the studio, it's like fully treated. We don't have any like we don't have bass traps, we don't have like treble stuff, although we wanted to buy it like treble foam, but it really sounds great, and you know the mids sound really like tight here.
Really good,
yeah, exactly.
as well,
so with KOK monitors, it like I noticed the difference in our mixes, but like, holy shit, this sounds so much different. And when I got, and the real difference for me in 2015 was when I got or not 2015, 2016 was when I got the Audio BM Mark IIIs. Those are our current studio monitors here. Yeah, exactly. They're sitting up there. You can't see them now, but like if you look at some of our studio pictures, you will probably see them.
Okay.
And honestly, I haven't heard cleaner monitor ever. Like even I have headphones and I mix on headphones and I have KRKs at home, but those monitors like
they're boosted, man. Like, I think they have like they're not neutral. Like I've heard that the bass is boosted and some bad stuff about them.
Yeah, you can tell whatever you want, but actually there's a stuff on the back you can change, and you can actually make it neutral, and then you actually
adjust it.
Yeah, exactly. But it gives much clearer representation of your like frequencies than KRK. And I also really like Genelec monitors because one of my friends has it and he like uses Genelec like for 3 years. He came here and he said like these monitors sound good, and he said like KRKs are shit and that kind of stuff. So it really like motivated me to like get it sounding good on those monitors. And when it did, I checked it on other systems, they were sounding perfect. So
that's the point, dude.
That was one of the things.
So
yeah, but I also have knowledge, so also it's worth investing in your knowledge and like
watching a lot of tutorials and everything.
By you, everybody, you have to watch this guy.
You have to watch he's the god that helped us.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for the help, man.
Yeah, I'm still saying he should watch more of your tutorials because he has to learn more producing.
Damn.
So yeah, that's that. So what I can say
I'm on my way.
Yeah, but in the beginning, I actually didn't learn mixing. I learned how to process synths and how to like do synthesis and that kind of stuff, and that really helped me in the beginning.
Awesome,
and then afterwards I learned mixing, and then you actually could do a lot of cool ideas, and you like knew how isotope trash and camel crashing and all those stuff work. So like then you could actually know how to develop your own sound.
That's what's up. So biggest tip I think was you guys getting monitors and being in a treated room was the biggest thing that you guys saw increase.
Yeah, one of the biggest, but that's not.
Also, hard work every day is very important.
Yes,
that's it. No, but I mean, I think let's say you do know how to mix properly. Like let's say Chris knows how to mix really well. Like if he goes into a shitty environment and he makes it sound good in that shitty environment, it doesn't mean it's gonna sound good anywhere else. But if you're in a room where it's treated, and he does a good mix down, then it will translate to anything.
Yeah, I had these problems because I am not only working in Sweden, I'm working on some projects in Latvia, and this guy has like these better dynamic monitors. They're pretty clean, but still you can get weird mixes on them. And I was like getting weird mixes, and he was like next day there and saying like, listen to this mix, this sounds bad. I was like it took like 7 hours to get that mix like working good. So
yeah, that's the thing, man. All right guys, so let's see, what's one thing that I've been meaning to ask you guys. A lot of the people on this channel love your music, even though they probably don't know it, because I use a lot of your unreleased material sometimes, as you guys know.
Thanks.
Yeah. What would you call your style? Like I know it's like it has that future bounce feel to it, but then it's kind of like this groove, like that you guys have. It's like pretty unique.
That style is actually
Future Room.
Exactly, Future Room. It's like this fusion of Big Room and Future House. We thought it was like kind of funny in the beginning when we created Malak. Cashflow was not the first track. Malaka was the first track we did in that style. But it wasn't the first one we released. It was the last one we released after the trilogy of the tracks we created in a short period of time. It was Malaka, Cashflow, and Blackout, and all of these 3 tracks like became fucking huge. It was like in 2016, it was like holy fuck. And we showed everyone Malaka on ADE. It's like Kryder, Corey James, and they always said like, holy shit, this sounds so good. And like we showed Malaka to some people, and they said like, it's cool, but after we posted on PowerCat recordings, like all the people were saying, holy shit, this is sounding really huge. And back then exactly. And back then we didn't know if it was a kind of our style, and we really wanted to do all the progressive stuff and all the groovy stuff. But then we actually really started to incorporate that sound in groovy genres, and we tried to make that sound into other genres as well. So we couldn't feel bounded by some genres, but we could like make the same style in other genres, so we could produce rap, but also have that groovy feel in it. So that was actually what we did
It's like
with our
groovy future room. That's
yeah, that's
really
what we did with our new track, Sprinkle Chef. That was actually a parody to this guy that sprinkled the shit on the top, and that's what I wrote that last week. I was like, sprinkle that shit on the top, and then you know, yeah,
I saw the video.
Yeah, but actually the track that's playing on your background that's released, it's one of our new tracks. We're still not finding the right label, but we're talking about it, and I think one label wants to release it right now. So it might come to you really soon, in a few months, I think.
Let's
so,
hope. Let's hope.
I'll use it in the video. I'll use it in the video, man. Like, let's go crazy with that. But yeah, I mean, I really like that style. I posted it up too on my video, and everyone was like, "What song is that? Holy shit!" Like, so. I mean, the good thing is that I think you guys found your sound. I think the next step for you guys is literally just pushing the sound and the brand as Rudelies as well. I mean,
That's what we're trying to do right now as well, and trying to, develop our label, because we have a label called Reverse.
Yeah, exactly, and we're right now.
Recordings,
yeah, exactly. We have like 4 people working for it right now, or 5, I don't know. Like we have,
including graphic designers. And,
yeah, exactly, and some like publishment stuff and that kind of stuff. So we're establishing that and establishing a lot of stuff around Rudelies this year too.
Okay. That's awesome, guys. So I'm gonna end the interview here, guys. We're about to reach the 20-second mark. But
cool.
I want to thank you guys so much for being part of this interview. We learned a lot. The last question I have for you guys is gonna be, what do we have to look forward to from you guys? I mean, new songs like
this year.
This year, yeah. We know you want to get signed to main stage, but what's another goal you'd say? Like,
oh wow,
to play on festivals and play in clubs.
Yeah, exactly.
Chris is turning 18 in a few weeks. So.
Yeah, so that's age in Europe, and I'm going to. We actually got booked for our first gig in
Poland, in the Rzeszów.
Yeah, we're not saying when, because then the promoter will kill us. But but it's
soon.
It's soon. But like our fans in Poland can come and visit us, and it's it's a big step for us to actually go and gig.
Play our first international gig. So
exactly.
Oh man, guys. Well, if you come to LA, let me know. Right. So thank you guys again for joining us.
No worries, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You guys have an amazing day, and thank you again. By the way, ninjas, you guys can follow these guys, SoundCloud, Facebook. I'll make sure to leave the link in the description. And if you guys ever asked what's the name of that song in one of my videos, it's probably there. So make sure to go check out their SoundCloud. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care, guys. Peace out.
Take care, man.
Take care.
Yeah.